Welcome back, folks, to the BTL. We are returning to a fairly grim scene, I think it's safe to say, for Spectre Gaming. They are now down 0-2 to DPS, back on red side now. And last game, well, the ending, it was a little bit brutal. Wouldn't you say, Finergy?
Yeah, I would, and I think a point I'd made to you outside of the casting, I would say booth, but I mean it's essentially what I guess it really is with COVID and everything. We know casting booth was that a lot of the win condition that I've seen this season has been played through Lake on the side of Spectre Gaming. Now with Quaker being as consistent as he's been all season, I think that Lake is still be a great player. I think he might be outclassed, and that's why I'm seeing Spectre Gaming suffer so much because most of their pressure has been to the top side this season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been they picked volatile matchups, right? For in both games. I mean, game one, Lake, I believe, had to blind pick, or no, it was Quaker with the blind pick Cho'Gath, and Lake opted for the set, trying to punish in lane there. And then game two, going for the Camille, ended up being a volatile matchup, and the Jackson Quaker just straight up got the better of him. So yeah, definitely, it seems like the side of Spectre Gaming is just not able to create significant enough advantages without their top laner really being able to dominate up there.
And I've seen, I mean, Swagasm last game of Nocturne, he did come up there and help out. I mean, there was still a great play made on the counter engage. It's not like there wasn't pressure put down on top side. It just, I mean, that they
Yeah.
came up to one time and then Quaker got the double kill, and that was pretty much it after that.
Yeah, yeah. When Jax gets that far ahead into such a volatile matchup, yeah, it's just going to be really difficult from that point onwards. Definitely agree. We are into our champion selection now, folks, for our third and potentially final game of the night. What kind of adaptations do you think you want to see from Spectre this time around, Finergy? What do they need to do? What do they need to pull out in order to bring us back from the brink?
Oh, pull out is such a loaded phrase, but
It
we'll say
wasn't until
that
you said that. Come
we'll
on.
we'll we'll just say that from my opinion, pull out anything, any stop, whether or not DPS's team has been impregnable. Let's leave it at that then.
Yeah, let's see what the side of Spectre, what Lake wants to bust out here for this third game. Could be they're in pretty deep doo doo, if you will, on the side of Spectre Gaming. So really need to pull out all the stops. Sorry, I reused the same one. It's fine.
It's
Gonna be the
fine, it's fine.
Jinx. Looks like for Hyper carry for Hyper, going into the Ezreal for Bad Connection this time around. First time we've seen him on the Ezreal. Lots of picks available. The very interesting priority here for DPS in game three. Not sure really what the thought process is there, honestly, with the Ezreal first pick. Although they did first pick their ED carry in the last game as well.
Oh man, I love Ivern. This is what I mean. I literally never see this guy play Ivern a freaking game in my life. I love this. They're like, we're up 2 games. We don't have to win one. We've proven what we need to.
Okay, well, let's see if they can get it done with the Ivern. What will be the response here? The last pick of the first round for Spectre. Maybe match support here, perhaps? There's the Rakan. Okay, so Ezreal Leona versus Jinx Rakan. And Zac versus Ivern in the jungle. Lots of interesting stuff going on here already. What are your thoughts on that bot lane, Finergy?
It just looks like another engaged comp, and I I think that they would have been better off playing something that's counter engaged. You can play
Hmm.
Rakan reactively, which is still really good, but I think it's just I mean, they went Zach Rakan 100%. That's again, it's looking like an engaged comp to me.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
I just
agree.
think I know that playing reactive can't always play off the back foot, and I'm kind of concerned about that. Zach isn't really a reactive jungler; he's more so, "Hey, I'm here to make a play." I would have liked to see
Hmm.
something maybe safer. I mean, enchanters seem like they're working well. Maybe pull an enchanter out. I don't know. I mean, they're working well for DPS. I don't know if maybe that's not a comfort pick for him. I know Rakan is like, kind of like a bruiserish enchanter slash whatever you want to call him. I mean, not really an enchanter. Um, I would have liked to seen something like maybe Morgana. As much as I hate Yumi, maybe pull out a Yumi. I mean, you got Zach. Why not go Yumi then?
Yeah, could have been pretty decent, especially with the Jinx as well. But the Rakan will be able to offer more in terms of engage and disengage. You know, Yumi, I guess, has the ultimate, but Rakan can be a little bit more flexible in how he wants to play these fights out. We'll just have to see how Fierce Sparrow does on the pick, but we're through the second phase of bans now, guys. Going to be solo lane bans targeted for both sides. Wukong and Malzahar banned out by DPS, and the Ornn and the Victor removed by Spectre. So Alistander not going to get his Victor again. It was first picked, I believe, in game number 1, and he had the opportunity to go back to it, but no, they said, you know what we need? Ezreal, Leona, and Ivern. That's what we need to prioritize here for our game 3 draft. That's what they decided to go for. And now we are seeing the Corki lock in here for learning. The Cork Gaming coming through in the mid lane.
I think Corky's a great pick. I think
It
that's
just
in my opinion. It will be their mid to late game win condition. Jinx, as long as he gets some type of lead or doesn't int and they come out of lane even, maybe they're okay.
it kind of plays into what you were just asking for, right, Finergy, in terms of Spectre Gaming trying to play a little bit more reactively
Yeah.
as opposed to proactively. Corki really a pick that is going to want to sit back in lane, just kind of farm up from range, wait until
Yep.
he gets his items and his package, and then he can maybe try and do something fun and exciting. But it will be quite a while before that happens.
Look at this.
And
I told you they were gonna mean pick. Like, look at that comp.
yeah, that's a comp. That's
Olaf Buffs
either
haven't even gone through
Ivern
yet.
or Irelia mid. Who's going mid here, do you think?
It's I'm assuming Aurelia mid.
And Olaf top, Ivern jungle?
Yeah,
So
that's
in
what
other
I'm
words, we're
thinking.
not going to see solo lane Ivern here in game
It
3 of
would
the
be
semifinal.
awesome. It would be awesome. I would like to see it. I mean, it's
Oh, it's going to be the Graves last pick from Spectre Gaming. A little bit of the LPL
Grace
playbook
top. Yeah.
coming through here from Spectre. Gonna be Lake on the Graves this time around. See if he wants to go Hull Breaker or anything like that. It is, of course, less effective on Graves than it used to be. They nerfed the resistances, I believe, for ranged champions. I think was the nerf. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe
I
that
think
was
you are correct.
the gist of it.
Let's
So
see
we'll
today
see.
if smoking kills.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the smoke screen, to be fair, does do a pretty small amount of damage, so probably would be a different ability,
I
like
gotta
maybe
go
the
AP.
shotgun shell that
AP.
that would actually do the killing. Sure, yeah, maybe AP magic smoke screen Graves
Yes. Yes.
could be the play here coming through for Lake. I mean, they need to come up with some kind of curveball, right, on the side of Spectre Gaming in order to turn the tides in this series.
I do feel like their win condition is Corky, 100%. If
We'll
if Cor-
see.
if Corky cannot make it happen, then I think it's so pretty much it's all in learning right now. I mean, no pressure
Um,
learning if you're listening. Hey, you gotta get them on that hooked on phonics lifestyle. Teach them a little bit of something. I don't know, reading Rainbow, this shit. You gotta bring them some knowledge because right now you're looking like you're not smarter than a fifth grader. You need to bring it up to speed, sir.
Yeah, we'll see what learning can do. He has a very limited time here to impart that knowledge to his teammates. Gonna need to use all the tools at his disposal. I'm just really curious to see for the side of DPS where these champions are going. Like, I have a feeling that it's Ivern mid. That's what my gut is telling me.
I can
I
see
don't
it.
know if that's
Yeah,
actually going to come through, but
I could see it. I mean, I've seen Al Skinner do some really memey shit, so this is a possibility, and the plausibility of it makes me
okay,
happy.
there's the Olaf top lane, so that pretty much locks it in for us. That means it will be Ivern jungle, Irelia mid. I don't think.
Oh, my
Uh,
heart
oh, wait,
sinks.
does it? No, I don't think Irelia can go jungle.
No, no.
Yeah, no way. So it will be relatively unmeme draft for DPS, which I think is fitting for a match as significant as this one.
So I feel like DPS decided to meme a little bit, or they're just watching chat because chat decided to say, "Oh, well, Fierce Sparrow's just abusing enchanters." So he said, "You know what? All right, get out of here. I'll just play Leona then. I don't want to hear you heckle me anymore."
Yeah, I mean, there was an early lock-in as well in the Leona, so definitely some priority there on the Radiant Dawn.
Yeah.
Could have gone back towards the Lulu or something like that, or the Soraka if he'd wanted to, but
See if
going
that
to the
pick eclipses the enemy team's efforts.
yeah. Lots of melee champions here for the side of DPS.
That's
They are
correct.
going to be looking to engage onto a triple marksman composition. Basically, if they can close the distance, then they will win. The question is, can they? They have a Leona, so probably yes.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to worry about Corky package. That's like it's one of the biggest issues with that composition. Corky package just does so much damage. I mean, you
Yeah.
accidentally step into it, it does like 1,000 damage, and you're just scratching your head wondering what you're supposed to do.
Especially in conjunction with the slingshot from Zac, that is against the potential for some very long range engage from Spectre.
I mean, and
Um,
what if he hits, Rakan hits a fat Grand Entrance charm and Corky packages is in? Then what? What do? You can't run out of it.
yeah, well then you just kind of burst out and
Yeah,
you're shit out of luck.
exactly.
Yeah. But that might be a big ask here for Spectre. They have been getting outperformed in the team fights so far. They're going to need to change that here in game 3 if they want to make this a series. DPS here, returning to blue side. Picking up the Irelia for Aliskander. Let me see if I can find some stats on Aliskander Irelia. I'm sure he's played it before. Don't see it in the op.gg, so this is not something that he is super, super comfortable on. But again, I'm sure he has some degree of familiarity with the champion. And it is definitely a carry champion. So Aliskander, we know him as a carry player here for this DPS squad. And certainly he has the tools to make it happen once again here in game number 3. Let's talk a little bit about the top lane. Yeah, Energy, Olaf into Graves. Lake going for the Graves last pick, feeling like this was the move into what a DPS had drafted. How do you feel about the last pick just in general, and how do you think that lane is going to go against the Olaf?
I like Graves a lot. I think that the bigger issue will be if Ivern, can lay any pressure down early to get Olaf ahead because Olaf is definitely, in my opinion, a early mid game champion. I think late game, if he has that spike in the early game, he's still viable. But if he doesn't, I think he's just going to get slapped by Lake all game.
Yeah, that is definitely true here, Finergy. Although Olaf mini rework on the horizon, that could all
Yes,
change in the near
yes.
future. But for the time
Not,
being,
not current. Yeah,
this is still old Olaf. Yes, pre-rework Olaf.
old
So
Loft. Yes, yes.
precisely, precisely. So he will be more of that early game focus, and has the range disadvantage, of course, against the Graves. Graves not an exceptionally long range champion, but certainly the shotgun has more range, generally speaking, than an axe.
Unless you're throwing the axe, then I mean,
That true. But also Graves does have a dash that he can use to avoid getting hit by any thrown axes potentially.
that also
Um,
gives him grit and gives it
mhm,
free
mhm, mhm.
stats. Whereas Olaf, when he ults, he loses a significant amount of stats. So,
Yes. Again, because he is Olaf.
yeah, yes.
So it'll be
I'm
interesting.
curious. That's probably one of my favorite matchups to watch this game because Lake needs to do something for his team.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to say it's solely his fault. I mean, you can only do what you can do
sure,
within
of
reason.
course.
But I mean, you're gonna pick something like Graves. You better come out the gate swinging. I mean,
And you've been putting a spotlight on it for us this whole series, Finergy, on that top lane. And I think it has been very significant in deciding the outcome in each and every game, especially that last game in game 2. Quigert really did just take over on the Jacks. And I think, once again, game 3 will be no exception. We're going to need to watch that top lane very closely, see who's able to gain an advantage. If it is Quaker, once again, I think Spectre Gaming's in for a short night. Quick drop and a sudden stop, if you will.
Yeah, it's been, you like to say it's a roller coaster, but I mean, I guess it's over fast like a roller coaster. So sure, yeah, I'll call it that.
Well, folks,
There's,
we are. Go ahead.
it's just been all down though. There's been no up. So
Well, there's been up for the side of DPS.
yeah.
And to be fair, Spectre Gaming has had some pretty solid early games, but we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, folks. A game 3 on the horizon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Watching chat for Dodger whenever you're ready, Dodger. Welcome back, folks, for game 3, potentially our final game of the night. DPS returning to blue side. They're up 2-0.
5
Looking
minutes
to close
back.
this one out. Yeah, absolutely.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Very cheeky attempt here from the side of DPS, looking to decide the top lane before it even begins, right? But Graves hiding in the tri-brush. Will he be safe there?
I don't believe so, because literally Ivern can just queue.
Ivern's over the wall. Does he have vision? He's gonna throw the E, it connects, and there's the dash is in, and he's dead, Link! Oh, the humanity! Graves taken out of the game before he can even start playing it.
The root caller, oh man, that was rough to watch. And it was just like, I knew it was coming. I just knew it was gonna happen.
And Irelia picks up the first blood of all champions, of all players, Atlas Skander, with 400 free gold pieces to start game 3.
Hyper, I don't think going to Prestige Skin is gonna make a difference here, man. You gotta do something.
Is that the Battle Cat Jinx Prestige Edition?
It is.
Poggers.
It is.
But yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be enough. It's
Worldwide,
looking a little
Prestige. Prestige.
bit
Oh my god, already with the bowling fully stacked on the passive.
Yeah, he's just Atlas Skander's gonna have some fun with this one. You can see Quaker taking advantage of the Bush Gaming. He's dropping the Ignite really early, but just trying to get an HP advantage so that he can more comfortably farm up this minion wave. Connects another undertow there. Yeah, we can already see Lake's maybe a bit out of it. Chugged through his potion already. Has cookies.
Oh no, he's just eating them.
He's really just taking every single axe to the face right now.
Oh no.
Ooh, bad connection. Gonna get knocked up by the Great Entrance here. And Zac, the level 2 gank from the Zac. That's gonna be a flash away. Bad connection. Staying alive for now. Fierce Sparrow also going to go ahead and burn the flash. And the bot lane of DPS will be able to stay alive. The level 2 gank from the Zac. I respect the attempt, but what is it going to cost? You're against an Ivern, so maybe not much. Although he did lose his red buff at level 1, apparently. I did just notice that. Yeah, Ivern took Zac's red buff to start the game, by the way.
Oh my god.
That is something that Ivern can do, right? It's one of the really annoying things about playing against this champion as a jungler. He can one-shot camps whenever he has his smite up. So
It's worse.
Yeah. That is going to be a rude awakening for Swagasm whenever he does make his way towards that top side. Oh, that's the flash in. Quaker takes a tower, takes 2 tower shots. Oh dear, Quaker maybe feeling himself a little bit after game 2 there. Just kind of gives over 1 for free.
The caster curse.
Seriously. He definitely looked cursed right there, for sure. Zenith Blade connects. Hyper, no, or does have flash.
Whoa.
That's the arcane shift in. Bad connection. Does he avoid the chompers? He does, but he's running out of HP. He's down to 1 auto attack. Ezreal just goes down straight up. No flash on bad connection. And he gets cleaned up by Hyper, looking for another one. Now the Jinx was excited. The zap connects at Fierce Sparrow. I don't think Hyper has enough mana for Rocket. Oh, he had enough mana for one more there. The flash into the last Rocket, and Hyper picks up number 2.
I do want to say that I feel if Fierce Sparrow had ignited Jinx at the initial engage when the Arcane shifted in, it would have dissuaded them from extending the fight.
Maybe, although Hyper is still sitting on the
cleanse. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I guess I think he was hoping for him to cleanse the Zenith Blade or the Q.
Overall, I think it was just the arcane shift forward from bad connection there was the overstep. I think Fierce Sparrow is tanky enough to survive going in on that Zenith Blade, but when Ezreal arcane shifts forward with no flash, Shock said, okay, well, let me just CC you real quick, and that was that.
CC you later.
Nice. That's good. I like that one. So, Zach gonna look for a play up here. Quaker had already gone down once. Maybe a sign that he's playing this lane a little bit too aggressively, but Swagasm not quite able to find anything just yet. Still looking, though. That's going to be the False Duet connecting. Alistander gets a little bit of a dash in there. Olaf in trouble now in the 1v2. Here comes that gank that we were talking about. And yeah, he was just too far forward. He didn't have any way out. That's going to be a kill going over to Zach. Yeah, no flash. Just like you said there. And now Graves, this last pick, Graves for late, has a nice little advantage over a pick that does not necessarily scale, like, at all. Especially with this comp.
Yeah, it's again, a meme comp that they have right now.
Oh, Swagasm going to find Rogue Ivern on his Wolf Camp. Talus is in a sticky situation here. Going to take a rocket to the face, but he has his support, Fierce Sparrow. Going to do a little bit of peeling. Alistander going to be able to roam over as well. Maybe Swagasm in some trouble. Going to be flashing over the wall into the Wolf Pit. Smites the Wolf for a little bit of HP. Is able to get himself out of there. Aggressive invade from Talus here on the Ivern. Ends up working out for him.
I feel if bot lane on DPS's side does not run it down, once he gets his Essence Reaver, I think they're fine.
All right. Why is that? The Essence Reaver, Ezreal too strong, or?
It just has so much utility for his kit and just for the lane in general, since they don't have an actual tank. I mean, Rakan's like a pseudo enchanter tank. I mean, he has Guardian, but Guardian's going to get procced popped so easily off of just Mystic shots. So, yeah,
very true. Higher damage. That first item spike for the Ezreal could be really, really powerful against this relatively squishy composition over here on the side of Spectre Gaming. Olaf now getting pushed in by the Graves, to be expected after the early game has gone the way that it has. Although after that first blood at level 1 onto the Graves, I mean, I guess I did expect Olaf to be able to maintain some pressure, but just a couple of overextensions here by Quaker has resulted in Lake with a very comfortable lane state here.
I was wondering, they don't really have any oppression to really run down Lake, I guess. So I think.
Oh, there's the Ragnarok getting popped. Talos is here for the gank assist and drops the shield. It is just enough HP, and Quagert finds a kill back.
Needed some tough act and connect and got under his toe.
Big shout outs to Talos there. Exactly the right place at exactly the right time. And gave Quagert the shield that he needed in order to win out. And what would have otherwise been a 1v1 that Graves likely would have been able to come out on top of. That's a nice E over the wall for Ivern. Able to get a lot of damage down here onto Swagasm. Zach gonna be forced to slingshot away. Talos says, okay, very nice. Let me just go ahead and return to the task at hand, securing this Rift Herald.
I do feel like going phase rush Graves, as much as I don't like it, would have made a difference in this lane phase for him.
Against the Olaf, yeah, being able to kite him out is really, really important. The fleet footwork, I guess, could feel good for sustain, but... Oh, decent attempt from Lake there. Forces out the smite from Talos. It'll be a long time before the Ivern has another smite charge. So, you know, a very effective smoke screen there, even though he's not building AP. He's actually going Gore Drinker Graves, as I'm going to have to stop myself. Junglers finding each other. But Talos may be in some trouble here. He does not have the reinforcements this time around. And that is just going to be an overextended Ivern cut down. Turned into paper, as it were. The True Shot Barrage over the top does go just wide there. Didn't quite connect onto the Jinx. Hyper will survive. Oh, that flash away from the collateral damage. Quagert, the last hit there. Really nice outplay for Quagert here in this top side. Pops Ragnarok to immune the slingshot as well. Goes back in even. He likes his odds and he's gonna win. Quagert 2 games in a row with the 1v2 outplay.
Oh gosh. It's just like literally, it's like I'm having PTSD watching this. Like, it's just Lake again gets the early pressure that he needs. And then what? I mean, I don't know. I'm just.
It just got outplayed. Yeah, Quagert. I mean, that's what it was. We saw how close that. Oh, he lived. Shockmore lives. The potion. The potion saved him. Always drink your potions, folks.
If anybody says you have a drinking problem, tell them they're lying.
It's not a problem. It's how you cope with being up against an Ezreal, I guess. But yeah, that's very nice from Shock, able to survive. Yeah, Quagert once again a monster up here in this top lane. He got a little ahead of himself. He was down 0-2, but now look at him. Gore Drinker completed, able to complete it ahead of Lake's Graves. And once again, he's in full control of that side lane. You see Lake walking down towards mid, looking for a little bit of a roam angle. He knows he can't contest the lane anymore. He wants to see if he can help his team secure this neutral objective. But Talos is in the area. Gonna go in with Daisy. If Daisy can't quite get the steal, Smite is good from Swagasm. We're all tied up in Dragons 1-1.
I'm at a little bit of a loss there that I didn't see DPS contested. They have the lane prio. They know that Swagasm doesn't have Zac passive.
They just didn't have the vision. It's the only thing they didn't have.
Sometimes you just have to risk it for the biscuit.
Well, they didn't decide to this time around. They are going to get the Herald charge and a 1v1 in top lane once again. Lake with the collateral damage, trying to get under the tower, but it's not going to matter. He's going to get chopped down. The last tower shot is enough. A 1-for-1 in top lane. Olaf continuing to assert his dominance. Alexander dashing away.
Oh my
God, the Vanguard's Edge. Alexander with a solo kill under the tower. And Swagasm has nothing to say about it. Oh, Talos able to get the camp even. Zach's just denied everything there. He's denied the counter gang. He's denied the chickens. He's denied it all. Leona gonna get locked up by the flame chompers though. Charmed up by the quickness. So if there comes down and over the wall comes bad connection. And he says, you've got bad mechanics. Takes out Hyper with just one mystic shot. And it's Team DPS with a decisive lead here in third game.
Said, can you hear me now?
Unbelievable, man. I can't hear you, by the way, yes.
No, yeah, I feel like maybe he just needed Verizon. That's what it was.
Oh, yes,
all these bugs, by the way,
better connection.
We're not getting paid for this.
For bad connection. Quigert, once again in a 1v2, he's not going to be able to fight his way out of this one. He made a go of it, but wasn't quite there that time around. Olaf did get ganged up on, taken out. A warrior's death onto Valhalla for Quigert, as Learning once again going to get stunned up and taken out. Aliskander on the Irelia, ready to carry this game. Yes, Olaf top lane, pulling on his own weight as well. Talus able to catch the wave up here. The side lane play from DPS continues to be exquisite.
I'm actually confused why he uses Daisy. For people who don't know, Graves just makes Daisy's life terrible because his auto attacks just throw Daisy backwards. So anytime you try to walk forward, Daisy just gets shoved out.
Okay, Aliskander gonna get pulled back here. Does have tower aggro, takes a single tower shot, but Swag has no Zac passive, forced to flash away there. Oh, that's a 3 tower shots, I think. Ended up getting taken by Aliskander. Gets shut down. Now 3v2 in mid lane. Let's bounce. Or the elastic slingshot going back in. Gonna be a knock up onto 2. Talus flashing away now. Ignited. Trying to keep himself alive on the Ivern. Fierce Sparrow on the Leona. Tanky enough to survive. It will be just the 1 kill for Spectre Gaming in mid lane. They're still down almost 2,000 gold. But then a shutdown onto Aliskander's Irelia is pretty big. That did go into the pockets of Corki, which is exactly where they want it if you are a Spectre Gaming fan. Exactly where you want that gold to go.
Well, what is Lake's
Will it
build
be
right
enough?
now? Can somebody explain this to me?
Okay, that's first turret blood for Quager on the Olaf. Gonna connect an undertow here. No flash for Lake. Might be in some trouble, but he does have a lot of armor. Built the Warden's Mail here on the Graves, who is actually extremely tanky and will not go down.
I'm just trying to make sense of this build. I don't really see Gore Drinker on Graves, really ever. And then he went Warden's Mail. So I think he just...
I mean, he lost lane, right? So he's just... The goal is now to survive and stop the bleeding. And while this build will not offer you much at all in terms of late game or damage, it is very unlikely, I think, that Lake will continue to die in the side lane. So there is that.
Lake right now is the low budget Liam Neeson.
Just you can't take him out. That's for sure. He will not be taken. Dragon number 3 alive in 25 seconds. We're gonna have an Infernal Soul here for our Game 3 Finergy. Control over the river currently held by Spectre Gaming. See if they can hang on to it.
I guess.
Yeah, almost got the pull back there with the stretchy strikes, but it's just a Leona. She's not gonna go down easy.
Trust me, I've tried.
Oh my god.
I'm a Nami bait, come on.
Alright, well, Dragon gonna get started up here. And, yeah, no contest. So that's gonna be Dragon number 3 secured for Spectre Gaming. Gonna look to move towards that potential Infernal Soul in 10 minutes time. If they get the next 2 on spawn, it'll be about 25 minutes. The Swag guy's gonna find a slingshot, and there is a charm! And Aliskander gets taken out again! Turret goes down, though. Bot lane tier 1 taken out. Oh, that's a flash away from the engage from Hyper. Ezreal is safe from the Jinx. Teleport comes down, though, from Lake. He's able to be able to kill on the Leona and Ezreal. Very, very close there. The heal, the last second heal coming through for Shock, able to survive. 2 kills picked up for the side of Spectre in the bottom lane after that kill in the mid lane on Aliskander. And they've been able to eliminate the gold advantage. We're basically all tied up here in terms of gold. Second Herald was secured for the side of DPS, and now it's gonna be Ragnarok popped. But is it enough for Quager? He's just outnumbered and outgunned. He didn't have the damage to take down Swagasm. Both the Graves and the Zac are too tanky to get taken out by the Olaf that easily. And Quaker gives over another one. 13-9 now. Spectre Gaming.
Pretty rough.
Okay, whoa, this is really aggressive from Alex Skinner to drop the Vanguard's edge here, looking for the 1v2 outplay. Does he have it? He has to flash, but is able to find the kill onto the enemy marksman. But Corky is here. The counterattack is good, learning, able to get a kill back. 1 for 1. Nice rocket, decent damage here on to Talus's Ivern. Learning on his 2-item spike. What were you saying there, Finergy?
Like Amazon Prime with that on-time special delivery.
Oh, nice. Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely on time. Well, maybe slightly late. Maybe not Amazon. Maybe like USPS or something. Because he got there after his AD carry had already dropped, but was able to get the kill back. So not late necessarily, but could have been earlier. It wasn't like instantaneous. Like I ordered a mouse from like a computer mouse on Newegg the other day. It was delivered by Amazon, and I was expecting it in 2 weeks, and literally I got it in like less than a day. It was insane. I don't know how they do it, honestly. I guess overworking people and just being a terrible company is how they do it. But you know, that's neither here nor there.
No.
Back to the game at hand. We are looking at Spectre Gaming able to accrue a slight gold advantage for themselves. Will it be enough, though? They are looking for Infernal Soul Point in 2 minutes. What do you think about this game state for the Spectre Gaming? Remember, they need this win in order to continue the match.
I feel like what I was expecting as far as the condition for win condition of Spectre is Corky. I think Corky is where he needs to be. He's 5-2. He's got his Lugans, he's got his Muramana, which is exactly what you want from him.
Ooh, Solar Flare gonna go wide there. Rakan too slippery. Shock just able to dash away from that one.
I feel like the only way DPS pulls it out easily is
off the slingshot going in. Tal's gonna get knocked up here. Structure Strikes connect. Swapgasm looking to find a big engage. Is gonna be really going down at the start of this fight. 5v4 advantage for Spectre Gaming. Fierce Sparrow going back in with the Zenith played. You're back in action over the wall, trying to get the return damage out with these Mystic shots, but the Zap connects. Leona's slowed up. Fierce Sparrow, no way out, 2 for nothing. Spectre Gaming on top, dashing forward. Lake, wait for a little bit more. One more, end of the line for the bad connection. 3 for 0 now. Iron potentially in some trouble. The smoke screen gonna slow him down. Yeah, Iron looks like he will be able to escape. The root connects. Actually, Daisy, could you turn this one around? Kill back onto the Graves. No, Talus, they've been stuck around a little bit too long. Lake flashing underneath the tower. Picks up the kill with collateral damage. And that's going to be a 4 for nothing. Spectre Gaming massively on top.
Yeah, this might be Spectre's game. The win condition they needed is there. And unfortunately, Lake had to build the I'm going to stop the hemorrhaging Graves, and it worked.
It worked really well. He's 7-4 now. After losing the lane very severely, now all of a sudden he's got a 600 gold bounty, and he's like killing the entire enemy team with no damage. How is this even happening?
He's the Quilter Picker-Upper bounty. Soaking up damage.
It looks like, what is he building third? Is that Death's Dance?
It is a Death's Dance, yes.
Yeah. Coming through it. Also an item that's less effective for ranged champions, but at this point, I don't think it really matters. I think Lake is going to be almost unkillable when he completes that thing.
Oh, he went Berserker.
Oh, it's the Black Cleaver, not the Death's Dance. Okay, so I think this is a very defensible choice as well. You've got 3 melee champions on the enemy team, all of which are going to be building some armor. So definitely going to be getting some value there.
Huh, that's smart. I do like what he's doing here.
Yeah, and that was the 4th dragon secured. Actually, I think that was by the side of DPS. So they're able to tie us up now at 2-2 in terms of dragons. But they have lost out severely these last couple of team fights. Spectre Gaming really look like they might be coming alive in this series. Lake finally able to turn the tables up there in top lane, and that seems like it's making all the difference.
I honestly do feel like DPS kind of knew if they lose, they know it's their own fault. They're picking stuff.
Ivern, we're going to connect here if you're start looking for the engage. Seeing the play connects onto Zek. Solar Flare comes down, and Swagasm is just not allowed to move. He was CC locked for 5 million years, and now he's dead. Lake gonna get hit by the True Shot Barrage. Another root connects.
No.
Graves in some trouble. He's tanky, but I don't think he's that tanky. Shut down for your bad connection on the Ezreal. Massive golden flux for the DPS AD, and no jungler or top laner on the enemy team. Just like that. Oh, Finergy. Spectre was looking so good. They were in such a solid position in this game, but then they get picked apart in the top river right after Baron spawns. And now DPS is back in the driver's seat.
I believe
Death Rocket, Jinx ult. Oh, close. It was actually secured by the Olaf with Olaf E, I think, got the last hit on Baron. Man, how did this all go wrong for Spectre Gaming? What happened?
Astro Curse.
It was our fault.
Yes.
Oh,
it's the only explanation. Yes.
Yeah, I really just I messed it up for you there.
We said he was unkillable.
Well, that was if he built Death Stance.
Yes.
He went Black Cleaver instead. So maybe it's not my fault.
Oh, that's possible. They went after him and said,
who am I kidding?
Die,
it's
boy.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll take the blame for this one, guys. It's okay. Baron Asher now online for all 5 of these DPS players. See what they decide to go for. Looking like a 1-3-1 right now. Irelia off towards that bottom side. What do you think about this formation, Energy?
I think Aurelia right now, Alexander's big enough, and he's literally mechanically played well enough this game to where he's like, I can just side lane, and part of it's, he knows his limits, the other part is just kind of, little disrespect.
Yeah, honestly, for myself, if your composition / team can pull it off, I really feel like playing on all 3 lanes with Baron is just objectively the best play that you can go for. Like, sometimes it doesn't make sense depending on your team comp or the enemy team comp or just the game state in general, but...
Wager with the flank!
Oh, that's a big flank from the Olaf looking for the play onto the enemy marksman. It just flashes right on his face and it takes him up. Hyper never stood a chance. He had no peel. How can you peel a Ragnarok Olaf? We're going back in for a little bit more. It's a 5v3 on the map now. To the side of DPS, they take the mid-tier too. They're all collapsing towards this vulnerable mid part of the map. For Spectre Gaming, they're pushing forward now. Alexander dashing in. Looking for a stun. 16 on the Irelia. Has the Ivern shield to back him up. Inhibitor number 1 goes down. 15 seconds on those 2 respawning Spectre members. First Nexus Tower under fire. This could be the series right here. Lake going for the last ditch defense. Quickness comes out from Shock Maru. He gets down a lot of CC, but there's just no follow-up. They don't have the damage. They get 1 kill back onto the Ivern. But I don't know if it's enough. The first Nexus turret falls. Swag has him forced to flash away. Alexander going back in. Alexander, 1 more auto attack. Doesn't quite have it. The rockets from Jinx shut him down. It's Hyper looking to turn it around, but no. Quaker runs out of the bush with Ragnarok Ivern from the grave with the assist. And Quaker once again finds the enemy marksman. It's a 3v3 on the map now. Looks like DPS will back away for the time being.
Dragon's coming up too.
Teleport comes out. Double teleport for the side of Spectre Gaming. They want to contest this objective no matter what. Your bad connection. Didn't see this one coming. Already used the arcane shift. He's going to take a rocket to the backside. Learning picks up number 6. Really, really strong. 3 items now on this Corki. A little bit of a thrift shop build for learning this game, but it's interesting. It's eclectic, is what I'm trying to say, but it is certainly going to do the job in a situation like that. Certainly has damage in spades.
Yeah, I was waiting to see the Selfless Grudge, honestly, as a 3rd item from, and I think he opted to go a little bit later, but he's going for it. I mean, that's really, I think that'll make the difference for your bad connection. I don't know if they'll be able to kill him at that point.
Yeah, once you get the slow on all those Mystic shots, it does feel really, really good for Ezreal for sure. But man, I thought that might have been the end of the game for a second there. That push into the base for the side of Team DPS. I think they thought they were looking for the end as well.
That Olash push play was still my favorite, honestly.
Which play?
The bush play. He literally just
Oh,
sat
yeah,
in the
yeah.
Ivory bush, waited until walked up, and just came out.
That's so
swinging.
good. Yeah, seriously. Just hide on bush there for Quaker, quite literally. Almost able to end the game, but not quite. And now the side of Spectre Gaming is on Infernal Soul Point. If they can stall this out, they still have a chance.
Sometimes I need to treat myself.
What do we think about scaling here? We haven't really talked about that so much yet here, Finergy. One side has Corki, the other side has Aurelia. Thoughts?
I feel like Corki, given that they have the poke on him and he already has Blighted Jewel as well, I feel like he could, again, he's the one condition. He can poke Aurelia out, but I mean,
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, if, you know, she gets a good Vanguard, like he's been doing all game on Aurelia, what do you do?
That's the question. She has Flash. Aliskander has everything. Could look for a big play at any moment, but probably not onto Graves, because again, he is just ridiculously tanky. But, oh, we're just going to go in on the Rakan. Vanguard's edge underneath the tier 3. Dash back out to the Graves. He's tanky. He's not that tanky. Ezreal's here to help finish the job. Swagasm goes in now, but your top laner is already down. Swagasm, no! He's going to go into the passive, but he's not going to be saved. There is no saving him. The last tower shot will not finish off the Leona. Talus did get taken out there. Didn't quite see how Ivern went down, but still it's a 4v3 on the map for Team DPS. And Quaker, oh, he probably chopped down the tree all by himself down there in bottom lane. He's looking for inhibitor number 2. The rest of the team will back off the top side. Their minion wave died out. So they weren't able to make this a 3-inhib game, but really, Spectre Gaming up against it now. You were saying, Finergy?
I think they just forced Baron here.
Oh, they definitely could. They don't have their jungler alive right now, but he'll be respawning in 10 seconds. The enemy jungler is also dead, so you absolutely could start this one up. There was some vision on the objective for Spectre Gaming, so they have an idea that this might be happening. Oh, but it's going down so fast. They don't have a smite, though. And a shock is around. Jinx Rocket comes out, not able to get the steal. Aurelia finishes it off. And now Quaker. Oh, he never left the side lane, and now he has Baron. Oh, but the Rockets take him out. He's 1v3, and he doesn't have the tankiness. He doesn't have the sustain when he can't consistently auto-attack like that. The 3 marksmen kite him out. And now it's a 5v4 for Spectre Gaming, but the opponents have Baron.
I guess he thought that he was going to be a splinter in their sides, but found out that they shredded him.
Nice, nice.
TMNT.
Little ham-fisted that one, but it was good. I liked it.
The TMNT reference, yeah.
You gotta mint right now, right? In case the series ends after this game, you gotta
Yes,
get in just as many as possible.
anything I can in. Exactly.
Anything else you got? Yeah, just get it out now, because we might be running out of time. Also, Spectre Gaming could be running out of time themselves. Infernal Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. And there's just no shot they can get anywhere near this objective. Would not be sold to the side of DPS. They are still only at 2 dragons themselves. Slingshot going in. Swagasm potentially looking for a play here. But only sees Ivern and Leona and decides against it. A flawless duet not going to connect. Aliskander maybe in some trouble. Dodges away from the grand entrance, but still going to get charmed up by the quickness. The knockup comes through, but the Aurelia max passive stacks. So much durability here on this champion. Even has the Guardian Angel locked and loaded, ready to go in case he does overextend here. Aliskander on the Aurelia, level 18. So terrifying. 4 items. Dragon looks like it will be the focus for now. Just gonna get cleaned up. No contest. Picked up now. All tied up 3-3 for Dragon for both of these squads. Now back to the objective at hand. Back to sieging for DPS and Spectre Gaming. We're going to pull out this last-ditch base defense here, trying to keep themselves in the series, trying to hang on and keep their hopes of a finals appearance alive. Irelia moving back towards the top lane.
Corki has package.
Okay, this is the window. It is now or never. Spectre Gaming learning, has to find the angle. He has to find the pick. Aliskander playing, waiting patiently for his next wave to come in. Rest of the team continuing to put up the pressure in mid lane. Here, Sparrow and Talus trying to hover between the lanes. Make sure that everybody on the team is safe. Big damage from the Corki. Without Baron, it seems like the side of DPS is having a very difficult time trying to siege the enemy base. They're not able to get much more right now.
They're just getting gold to come back into the game.
Thank you, dear wolf.
Yeah, lots of super minions getting funneled into the enemy base. The gold at this point, not very significant. Pretty much everybody in the game is on 3 items or close to it, with the exception of the supports, I guess. And siege continues. Daisy comes out to drop rush over the top. Decent damage onto both carries for the side of Spectre Gaming. Bad connection with a well-placed ultimate. Able to secure that mid lane inhibitor once again. Lake trying to stand strong here with the last remaining Nexus tower. The last inhibitor tower up here in top lane in jeopardy. Under fire. No minion wave right now. Means they won't be able to clean it up just yet. The defense will come through from Spectre Gaming. Will they make their last stand here? Lost Dwight connects onto the Zac. Aliskander still waiting patiently. More poke comes down from the Ezreal. Zac forced back to the fountain. Wave comes in. Tower may be under threat. Tower destroyed. No tier 3 towers remaining. To the side of Spectre Gaming. Death Rocket comes out right through the uprights. Doesn't connect on anybody. Here comes the engage from Shakamaru with the follow-up. I don't think it was quite there. It's Ragnarok and Vanguard's Edge into the back line. It's a double kill for the Olaf. It's the side of DPS just wiping the floor with the opposition. Irelia picks up 1. There goes the Zac, and it will be the clean 3-0 to finish out the night. Team DPS on their way to the grand final. Energy, thoughts?
I hate to say that I said it, but man.
You had a sneaking suspicion?
Yeah, it's just, again, I told you, Lake is kind of one of their biggest win conditions, and Lake was just not able to do what he needed to do. Even with the lead he had there that game, he built for his team,
Yeah.
and his Corki was ahead. They had the 2 conditions they really needed. Somebody is like a pseudo tank buster, a Zac for the engage, a Corki for the poke. Theoretically, they have everything they need, even a reactive engage or disengage as Rakan. On paper, everything sounds great. When you're watching the game, you're like, oh wow, it doesn't look that bad, and then DPS just literally just smothers people. I mean, it's literally like they just say, hey, we'll decide when we want to win.
I mean, I think we can give some credit to Lake. He had that unfortunate death at level 1, right, where he got first blooded due to some cheeky a cheeky angle coming through from DPS there, but he managed to recover fairly nicely. He was actually coming out ahead in that lane for the most part, but I do remember one critical moment where he got caught out in that topside river alongside his jungler. They lost Baron, and that's really when the game started to spiral out of control for Spectre Gaming. But Finergy, as a whole, you know, for all of tonight's match, who do you think from the side of Team DPS is deserving of Player of the Series? A lot of good options there, but who would you look towards as maybe your most impactful player tonight?
Lake.
Okay, come on. Don't flame him that hard. We just talked about Lake. Yeah,
he's
he
a
tried.
great player. No, I like Lake. He's one of my favorite guys to watch. Honestly, I almost it's hard for me to say. I mean, Talus was flexible with his picks. Alexander was flexible with his picks. Both great, made great plays, and mechanically, your bad connection, always on point like he always is. And it's hard for me to not give it to him. Being an ADC in League is so hard. It's so infuriating to expect your team to try to play around you or play with you or know that you're not going to int and throw the game for your team and still be viable in these fights. But at the same turn of a coin, I told you top lane was going to be the definitive for this game.
Yeah, you
And
called it out from game one.
And
Top lane is the lane to watch.
I want to give it to Quaker from my perspective. Quaker shut down any hopes that they had.
Yeah, I mean the game 3 here was a little bit
Scuff.
he had some questionable moments, some Monka W moments, if you will.
But I want to point out that on
he
some
pulled
of those
back.
plays, like the one in mid lane around, what was it, 28 minutes, give or take? What was it? Where he sat in the bush in between top lane and mid lane, Ragnaroked in, and just immediately deleted Jinx. And then they made a huge play off of that. So, I mean, he's where he needs to be when he needs to be. He may get a little haphazard with his choices, but he knows how to play the game.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we'll see if we can get Quagert into the caster booth here for a POG interview. Stay tuned for that one. But yeah, it was an exciting series tonight. You were kind of expecting the 3-0. I guess your official prediction was 3-1, right?
Yes. In my gut, out of respect, I wanted to say 3-1 because I like Spectre Gaming. They're a entertaining team to watch. I like Lake. I feel like they were somebody who was underrated for most of the season. I did not want to do them a 3-0 dirty call, but I felt like in my gut that it was going to be a 3-0. DPS has so much momentum as a team, and when they carry that, there's no slowing it down. You either catch them early and try and hope that it continues, or you just get run over. That's it. They've done that all season to people.
Absolutely, Finergy. Well, we do have the victorious Quagert joining us now in the caster booth for a post-game interview. Quagert, congratulations on your win, your 3-0 win here in the semifinals. Moving on to the grand final, I believe, next weekend. How are you feeling? How's the team feeling?
Good. We gotta bust out the Ivern so everyone's happy.
Talus wanted to go for the Ivern, and I was just
Oh yeah,
a happy pick for him.
indeed.
Well, I'm certainly glad that it worked out. He looked like he was having fun in that last game, but let's bring it back towards the first game, shall we? So you had to blind pick top lane. Your squad was on blue side for game 1. The opponent, Spectre Gaming, they decided to save their counter pick for their own top laner. You decided to go for the blind pick Cho'Gath, and you ended up going against a set. So kind of walk me through from draft, your initial thoughts on how that first game was going to play out, and then as the game progressed, kind of walk me through how the Cho'Gath pick worked out for you and for the squad.
I mean, I like Cho'Gath in this set. Obviously, set can just ult and one-shot your team, but I think you can kind of play around that. And then laning phase, it's kind of coin flippy, honestly, because Cho'Gath autos do a lot in sort of set. So
yeah.
Then you have a lot of tools to stop him from Wing, which is nice. So you can silence him and then knock him up.
Wow.
Feels good.
Absolutely, yeah. As not a top laner myself, I actually was under the impression that matchup was very set favored. That's really informational to hear from you that's actually a matchup that Cho'Gath is more than capable of winning, and you really showed it in game 1, absolutely. Able to get a lot of work done in that solo lane as well as in the team fights. You really seemed like you had his number. Finergy, you want to get in there? Finergy?
I've just seen Quaker play consistently all season, honestly, and I mean that's really what it comes down to. It's consistency. It doesn't matter what champion he's pulled out, he's performed for the team, and I've seen him literally do some crazy stuff, even on Ornn. I've seen him literally sidestep things on Ornn, one of the bigger champions of the game. And I'm like, how did he not get hit? I mean, there's sometimes where I feel like he might overplay his hand, but he knows that he's still going to be an asset to the team throughout the entirety of the game, every single game. Your back connection always positions well. Alexander just has mechanics that I have spoken to too many times, and Talus literally just fills the hole that the team needs. It doesn't matter, they give him a moo for whatever reason for most of the season, and just now realize after a couple of games of him playing it, like, oh, it's kind of annoying playing into Talus as a moo, and then finally ban it. And at that point, it doesn't matter. There's so much momentum across the team. I mean, they just have so much synergy. It's disgusting. It really is. So much faith in each player on that team to do what they need to do that they're like, I'm going to do my thing. It doesn't matter.
Can you attest to that, Quaker? Do you feel like there's a lot of synergy between you and your teammates, and you guys are able to win out in games in that way?
Yeah, I'd say we're pretty on the same page usually. And then every once in a while we make some int plays in the side lanes or something.
Yeah, I mean, it
Just
definitely...
having some fun, flexing our muscles.
It definitely looked like you guys had a lot of synergy. I seem to remember in both the first game and the second game, Spectre Gaming actually were able to come up with a relatively significant early game advantage for themselves. But in both games, it kind of all fell apart for them. Once we got towards the mid game, those team fights around the neutral objectives, you guys really just kind of ended up outplaying them at every turn. So is that kind of the way that you expected these games to play out, or did you have a kind of a different game plan going in tonight, or what are your thoughts on kind of just the way the first two games played out?
I mean, we just kind of play. We didn't really think about like, oh, we're just gonna win every team fight versus them, or any like comp-wise specific things to like. Basically, we just thought we were better at all aspects, so we didn't like say we have to just do nothing and then win team fights. We just kind of did our own thing.
Sure, definitely worked out for you. Finishy, you got anything else? Do you have a question for Quaker here?
I mean, I don't know you outside of BTL, but I just got to figure out where the confidence comes from. Do you really feel that what I said is true? Like, you just have that much faith in the rest of your team? Because I mean, you play like you have nothing to lose.
I mean, I kind of do have nothing to lose. It's just most of us are doing it for fun, and then it's not like a whole lot on the line.
Yeah, I mean, but ultimately you play for fun, but you still play to win. And I feel like I don't know. I mean, you literally
Come
play
on,
like a
Quaker.
madman.
Nobody plays League of Legends for fun. Who are you kidding? You guys are playing to win. Don't tell me anything else.
Well, we play to win because winning is fun, but at the end of the day, I play it just it's fun to play. Like,
okay, well,
my
on the
team
subject of
might
winning,
have more on the winning side, but
I respect it. On the subject of winning, you guys, with this win tonight, you have punched your ticket to the grand finals happening next week. You will be going up against either MG Element or Team Ishtar. Whoever wins out tomorrow, have to imagine that MG Element is going to be favored in that matchup. But what are your thoughts on tomorrow's matchup, and what are your thoughts looking ahead towards that grand final? Are you pretty confident, you and the team, you guys think you're just better than everybody in the league, or would you prefer to face one opponent or the other, or what do you think about that?
I think we definitely prefer MG. We wanted to choose them, but we couldn't because they were not eligible to be chosen.
Wow,
But,
you actually would have faced them here.
Ishtar gave us some trouble, so we wanted to. I hope they lose, basically.
Ooh, spicy. Okay, so if Ishtar come out on top, they could be the kryptonite for DPS. Definitely exciting. Yeah, you have any shout outs for Twitch chat? Anything else you want to say here, Quaker? I'll give the mic to you before we finish off the stream.
No, that's it. We're good.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us here for the post-game interview. Congratulations again on your 3-0 victory tonight, and we'll see you next week for the grand final. Good luck.
Cool.
Well, folks, that is going to pretty much do it for us here tonight at the BTL. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time, same place, the other semifinal, MG Element versus Team Ishtar. And you heard it here, maybe Team Ishtar, if they come out on top, then we could have a very interesting grand final on our hand. I think we'll have an interesting grand final regardless, as MG Element have been very dominant throughout the entirety of the season of the BTL. So definitely, you won't want to miss that one. Lots on the line, and yeah, that's gonna do it from us. Finisher, you got any last words for the stream?
No, I just I trust my gut when it comes to these teams, and they're always fun to watch. It doesn't matter who it is. Realistically, Lake, no flame, no flame. You're a great player, man. Spectre Gaming as a whole, you guys are a really fun team to watch.
Mhm.
I hope you're back next season.
Yeah, commiserations for Spectre Gaming. They gave a valiant effort, a solid go of it. They weren't quite able to make it happen tonight. Yeah, like you said, hopefully we'll see him back next season. But from myself, from Crewman, from Finergy, from the entire production team over here at BTL, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate y'all very much. Have a great night.
Wish I could lock your skull in, but I'm rising above it. Now you're crushing and burning. God knows you didn't earn it. My friend Karma's the bitch. She's got some lessons you learn. You're a snake, I can see it in your face.